Hey everybody, Jewel back with another super cool video talking about birth moon in the ninth house today. I'm going to try to get through the rest of this series really fast. So, ninth house, this is where we find our teachers, our aspirations, what inspires us, our forward thinking, our education, our high education, our big beliefs, our big ideas, our philosophies. The house of travel is the ninth house. And my voice is a little weird because we're having wildfires and everybody's voice is weird, or they're in the allergy clinic or whatever. And it's just really thick smoke around here. So we're all a little bit off here in Portland, Oregon, and Vancouver, where I am. So it's the house of experience and the house of, what we're looking towards, the ninth. It's a very exciting house. Foreign things are represented by the ninth house, and new experiences of all kinds. So the moon is our emotional nature, our habits, our ingrained thought patterns, our daily habits, how we daily relate to the world. A lot about the mind, our emotional balance, and very much about the unconscious as well. Our unconscious selves, as opposed to the moon. I mean, the sun, which is our completely lighted, illuminated, conscious self, and the moon is our unconscious, dark, hidden self. So the moon is the inside, and the sun is the outside of us. So when we have the emotional nature of somebody coming into the ninth house of ideas and hopes, aspirations, education, we see somebody that is a very deep thinker. These people are about wanting to know a lot, wanting to know what's behind everything, wanting to know the truth of things. Now, it's a little bit different in having the sun here, because the sun is really the ego and the drive and the energy, and the moon is the emotional nature. So emotionally, they are very inspired by feelings and beliefs. They are very important to them, their beliefs. They are very emotional about their philosophies and their belief systems, and very tied to them. That doesn't mean that they can't change, because whatever house that the moon is in, this is the house where we see our ups and downs. This is the house where we see the most changeable energy in the chart, because the moon has its phases. It fills and empties, it waxes and wanes, it grows light and dark, it goes through its different phases, and that's very reflective of how the moon behaves in the astrology chart. So they can be changeable about their beliefs. Yes, they are emotionally tied to them, and they are very inspired by them. But as they get more information, they can change their beliefs to reflect that. So we can see, varied interests and transient interests with the moon here. So they can be, very kind of faddish when it comes to what they are interested in. They'll completely explore one subject or one topic and then move on to something else. And, whatever it is at the time that they're really into, they're really emotionally invested in that, in learning about it, in incorporating it, in living it, and then we can see them on to something else. No, that doesn't mean that they'll completely drop or completely change their belief from what they had previously, but they will bring more in. As they learn more, they are open to they're open-minded. That's what it is. It's an open-minded nature. So when we have that, we have to allow for change as we have more information, more experience coming into the life. And they're very much about acquiring experience because this is very much emotionally fulfilling to them. To bring in, you know, different types of experiences into their life, they can be very mentally restless and emotionally restless. And we can see this happen when, you know, we see this kind of crescendo of restlessness. This is when we can see them change their environment, because very often we see them actually change their physical environment more than other placements, because there's this searching quality to them that they are under the impression that if they change their physical environment, then their emotional and mental environment will settle down, or they will find what they're looking for emotionally in changing their physical environment. And that's somewhat true, because that is a way that they bring in the large parts of the experience that they're looking for is through change. But there's also, they have to realize that happiness is not a place, it's a state of being. And most of them do come to realize this. They are not very practical emotionally. They are big thinkers and big dreamers when we see this placement. And becoming practical really brings some of that satisfaction and happiness into their life, where there's not so much of an urge to change things, an urge to change the environment, an urge to change the beliefs, an urge to change the relationships. You know, realizing, or I guess coming to grips with the fact that, you know, practicality is what brings them the stability that they're looking for. And they could be searching for that in change, but it's really... this placement of the moon really does best when they are pursuing a steady goal, when they are pursuing a steady course of action. Now, that doesn't mean it has to be a boring course of action, because it shouldn't be. They need to you know, foster interests that, you know, are larger, that are about the big picture, that are very creative. And if they are, you know, pursuing an appropriate course of action or a goal, you know, learning to stick with that brings them the emotional stability that they're looking for. So in looking for the adventure, they find it, but at the same time, the moon, you know, the emotional nature comes to rely on knowing that it will be there for itself, that it's not going to be off running chasing this when the bills need to be paid. They need to find that the balance there, that balance between reaching and change and inspiration and the domestic things of the fourth house. You know, the moon really represents originally the fourth house, and this is, you know, the rock, you know, base of the chart, which is, you know, is very much about home and predictability and the mother. And so, you know, bringing that stability into the ninth house through practical, I guess through enhancing the practical nature, is something that they can really benefit from. So they are very good at understanding complex subjects with this moon placement. They tend to be very intelligent, and emotionally ignited by the intellect. So very drawn to wandering and traveling, both physically and mentally. So, this lust for exploration of foreign lands, a lot of them, I hear a lot of times people with moon with the ninth house that they have a wish to live like a gypsy, to live in a trailer, or to live in a house that is mobile, or to live in such a way where they don't even have a home, where it's more, like a nomad. So, very, emotionally drawn to that type of unpredictable existence. In an existence that really, I guess, offers the possibility of no permanence is what they can really be, emotionally after. So the mother typically was very involved with the teaching of the morality, was somebody with moon in the ninth house. There was a very strong code of ethics imparted through either the mother or associated with her side of the family. So maternal influence was, wherever that came from, because everybody can be raised differently. Wherever that came from, the beliefs were very much instilled from the maternal side. So, the mother was, typically a big influence, or, the maternal figure was a large influence in the fostering of the ideas and the philosophies and the beliefs of somebody with the moon in this placement. So this is my analysis of birth moon in the ninth house. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back very soon, in fact, today, with my next super cool video about the next moon placement. And you can find me on the internet at truthandaspectastrology.com and on Facebook at Truth and Aspect Astrology. And I write all kinds of articles and do daily birthday descriptions over there on Facebook. So check me out, super cool, over there. And you can find my partner, Seth Roback, here on Facebook, YouTube as well, and on Facebook. And yes, I do private consultation, email for appointment, we'll set up. I will see you super soon. Bye-bye.